Hello, dear viewer. Thank you so much for joining me for your daily tarot reading. I ask you to choose the stone that draws you today. We've got some interesting ones that talks to your gut, and we begin. All right, for those of you who chose this blue and white stone, we have all minor arcana, the Six of Wands, the King of Wands, the Four of Cups. Okay, so there may be something you're feeling a little dissatisfied with, a message, an offer, a source of emotional fulfillment. Maybe you're not liking it too much. Not like it's terrible or anything, but there might be something you're a little dissatisfied with today. But yet, look at this. Don't judge the day too soon. Because look at this, we have the Six of Wands here, which is a victory card, and we have the King of Wands over there, which is a wonderful sense of purpose and maybe some fire, maybe some energy, maybe some I know where I'm going in life kind of feeling. So there might be something you're not so satisfied with. Maybe it's a matter of turning your focus to something that is more life-giving, more you have more energy for, you really want to do, and you're good at it, and people recognize you for being good at it. Maybe that's what this message is for today. But in any case, you do have the maturity to kind of figure out what lines up best with your priority. Once in a while, we're dissatisfied with maybe it's a thought, maybe it's a message, maybe it's we should be liking doing this today or something like that. And it's because it's something that's really not in line with our most treasured priorities. So maybe this reading is Spirit saying, don't feel like you need to accept a cup you don't want. All right, well, that's a good reading because accepting what's life-giving and you have some fire for, that brings victory. For those of you who chose the black and white fossil, we have the Eight of Swords, the Ten of Wands, and the Six of Swords. Okay, this is the reading. This is daily. This is minor arcana, not a huge deal, but it's definitely the reading of somebody who has it hasn't been so very easy lately. You felt a little overburdened. It's your thoughts too. Your thoughts are creating trouble for you, but not just because it's just your thoughts alone, but it could be because you've got a lot of responsibilities and goals and priorities that feel burdensome. And it could be because you've also learned some things recently that have just not been all that fun. So some things on your mind, definitely some barriers on your mind to moving forward, but they're not real. You can move forward. I think Spirit is saying, you know what? Not invalidating the stressful things you've been through. Maybe you carry them so strong because you just are a strong person, but not to invalidate that. But I think there's a turning here. I think Spirit is saying we're moving into calmer waters slowly. Right. And so don't, with that Eight of Swords, don't assume what has been will continue to be. It's that kind of thing. Yeah, so it's just it's a minor arcana kind of day, but it's a day where maybe you start to see the calmer waters more. Maybe you start to see the hospitable shore more. And these lessons bring us to a better future. So we can keep moving. And this one, a lot of times, take one wand at a time. Keep moving forward. Trust that we're moving into calmer seas. It's that kind of thing. All right. Well, that's an interesting reading. A lot of powerful energy there, though. It's not major arcana, but boy, a lot of food for thought. Turning the difficult lessons into a better future. For those of you who chose the petrified wood, we have all major arcana. You've got the major arcana in the reading today, obviously. Wow. The moon, the wheel of fortune, you may feel like it's time for a new era, but yet you may be feeling bedeviled by the old. So the moon is your intuition telling you about this one, telling you it is time. A new era is coming in some area of your life. Could be in your life in general with all these major arcana, but something big, something that's an overarching energy in your life. And your intuition is sort of telling you it's time for something new. And also you've been bedeviled, where you're feeling like, oh goodness, I am so tired of thinking about this. I'm so tired of doing this. I am so tired of fill in the blank. You know, feeling bedeviled a lot of times gets us in a perfect place for the turning of the wheel, where, oh, something new is coming in. And there is this sense of excitement, even if your brain would want to come in and say, well, but this might not be easy, or that might be difficult, or whatever. You know, our mind wants to come in sometimes. Sometimes it's just best to go with our intuition. And if a change in fortune is definitely good, and it would be if it's ending this, then we need to go with that and know that it doesn't have to be difficult. If we know we're not alone, if we know that we have source, we have guides, we have angels we can call upon. If we know this, it's not as difficult. Something that you would think would be is not. So there's a lot of encouragement to go by your intuition, to draw upon that energy. And you don't need to know all the steps into the future, just the next one. Look at the depth there too. There's depth of emotion and understanding informing your intuition. This is a very good reading. It's a very good reading. All right. For those of you who chose the gray and shiny kind of stone, gray and white stone there, we have one major arcana, 10 of swords. We have the death, we have the 10 of swords, we have the 6 of cups. All right. Well, this makes sense to me. There may be something that is painful thoughts, painful words, painful something that, or just something, a time that's kind of gotten you down. You've been overthinking, or maybe you've just had a lot to think about. Sometimes this has got nothing to do with anything you've done. It's just, there have been a lot of painful thoughts. There's been a lot of thinking that really has kind of gotten you down. But the 10 is a completion. The 10 is no more. The 10 is I'm done. And we have the death card here saying there's an ending to something. And I'm thinking it's an ending to something that maybe it takes a moment like this to feel like, okay, I am ready to be done with that. Or this is the ending you're precipitating. This is sometimes feeling like a martyr. Maybe there's something you're ending that has you feeling like a martyr, some pattern or something larger than that. But there's an end to something here. And the 6 of Cups is sort of like nostalgia. It's sort of like, I feel like you may be looking back on the good times and what worked well. For some of you, you're looking back on something that had good times and bad. You know, some lovely memories and some memories that felt sort of like betrayal. So for some of you, you're looking back on that and just deciding to close the door. Whether that's on a relationship, a job, a priority, a goal, a pattern. Deciding to close the door on that. And an acceptance that it's time. An acceptance that it's time with that death card. Sometimes that acceptance is so freeing. It's just like, yeah. And then we can even enjoy the fond memories without dwelling upon the difficult things we really did have to come to terms with to be ready for something to close, you know. There's a reason for every step in our journey. Well, I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful, pleasant kind of day. There's some pleasant feelings here. And you're done with this. Well, I thank you all so very much. I hope you have a terrific day. You take care, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.